Okay, so today I'm going to speak with you about writing a test to submit to scioli.org, the SSSS, for the summer program, which will entitle you access to all the upcoming tests that all the other students are submitting. It's critically important for our new team members to get a handle on how to write a test and what's going to be in them. So what I'd like to do, this is a test that I submitted. I'm going to quickly show you through it. Everybody uses a little funny thing. Some are funnier than this. Okay, they're all funnier than that. My test is 9 pages, and it goes through quite a few different things. This is on anatomy and physiology, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this, but first I want to go over to the scioli.org site. If you don't know what the rules are, even though you should, at this point, you go into, again, remember what I spoke about on the previous tutorial, you go in, everybody has to register on this, must be registered. You're going to go into all forums, you're going to come down to general chat, and in general chat, you're going to find your Scioli Summer Study Session 2019. This is for the 2020 year, but this is summer 2019. You're going to go in here, and on the first page of this, it'll give you all the instructions you need to know. So this is very important. You read this absolutely thoroughly. In fact, if you have read it already and you're writing it, read it again. Because you may pick up something here or there that you missed the first time. Once you, a couple of things. The submission guidelines, they give you guidelines here. There are the list of 2020 events in this document. Aya's Boomer Lever Guide. This is one of the ones that we found last year, and it turns out that they use this as a template or an exemplar for submitting something for building events. If you are submitting something for the Boomer Lever or another building event, you can take pictures, but you can go through this and read exactly what they're doing. Take pictures of your diagrams and include them. Also, once you get finished, you're going to make sure it's done correctly. You're going to be submitting to summer@scioli.org, and let's go back to, so read through that thoroughly and look at some of the old tests. You can go to the test exchange and go through any of these old tests to see exactly, what a sample test would look like. So this is one that was submitted this was 2018. So this was this past year, 3 different areas. So now take a look at this. See how they have this? This is very nicely done. Did a lot of bolding on that. I did not do that as much on my test. You see on here, I haven't even looked at this test yet. She broke it down into multiple choice, short answer, flow of the heart, matching true false labeling. I did not do that. I interspersed my different types of questions throughout, but this is very nice. So you can see it's all very well done. This is really what they want. I hope they approve mine. I think they give a word, they give a word bank here. I don't know about a word bank. Matching, very nice. True false, again, very nice. A little color in here, always looks good. Good. Your kidneys. If you're going to use a diagram, it's nice to sometimes use a couple of different ones because it gives people an idea of, of what they're going to be seeing on the real test. So they may be either seeing a diagram or more of a diagram, a realistic diagram, rather than just a sketch type diagram. Okay, we'll go over to the one that I just submitted. Looks very simple compared to that one. I started out with some basic multiple choice questions, and when I went through this, the information was gotten from old anatomy and physiology tests. I believe it was 2016, the last time they had musculoskeletal and epithelial topics. Okay, so we go down here. I put matchings together. You see, I didn't put too much, looks like I didn't put too much time into those, but I did actually. It took me a few hours to write this up. My true falses. Then I go through, again, I go through some sketches for the skin. And so I did not, sometimes on these tests, they will break it down into muscular system, skeletal system, and epithelium, or whatever the three sections of the test are going to be. Mine are pretty much done that way, but not on purpose, only other than it was easiest just to research some of the information to get the question. So I believe I did mostly epithelium first. So went down, we did the skin, did not give a word bank with this. Then I went through some x-rays. Then I went through a sketch again. And then I saw a table. This was absconded, pilfered, purloined from the internet. I lifted that and changed it ever so slightly. Put some true false in here. I'm back to my true false right here. Some fill-ins. Also, this was something that Rania had done last year for her test, which I thought was absolutely genius, and I told her that, is that she put these case histories on. So I put a few case histories on there, which I thought were nice, and then I finished up with some fill-ins. So this came down to, oh, I forgot about this. So I did this diagram at the end, and this was labeling this diagram. I chose this one because it had a few different parts of the muscular system that are a little difficult to identify. Like M, people might not get. L, people should get. Let's come down here. And then I ended up with 99 questions. I threw in one more just to make it an even 100. So if you're going to put a test together, 100 is a nice round number as far as the number of questions that you should have. For those of you who have sent them to me, especially before we did our raffle, a lot of those tests were, 30 or 40 questions. You're going to need 100 on there. And as one of the students, Sophia, had told me that when she did it, it really did help confirm a lot of the information for her. So it got it straight in her mind once you start making the test. So again, you're going to go to your forums. You're going to come down to general chat, and you're going to come to your study session. And what I would do is I would read through, again, the reason, I don't want you to just read this. Read what everybody sends in here, because these will answer a lot of questions that you may have regarding it. Don't skim through a lot of these forums on scioli.org because they have great information. And again, if you have any questions to ask, don't hesitate. Register on scioli.org as soon as you can, and get going on your I can't find the get going on your test right up. There we are.